Really good. And if you're smart, you get to the stage early so that you can be in the front and not in the back.
Hey, and we got Diane Parcell.
Is everybody having a good time so far today? Once again, everybody please make your way to the stage. Please make your way to the stage. We have a special guest coming. I also want you to round some very good guests.
Good evening once again, everybody. Inspector Joe Seminara, Commanding Officer of the 46th Precinct. Is everyone having a good time? We promised you raffles, and there will be raffles after this, but we have some very special guests. You know, I mentioned a couple of hours ago that this event is going on nationwide. Here in the city, it's going on in over 100 different locations. So with that in mind, we're incredibly honored to have the mayor and other distinguished guests here with us tonight. So without further ado, the Honorable Bill de Blasio.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody, let's thank Joe Seminara for the great work he does as precinct commander. We appreciate you. We appreciate all the men and women of the 46th Precinct. And we appreciate the community, because the way we fight crime is together. Cops and community together, right? Let me be clear. Let me tell you something about the Bronx. The Bronx is a place of good people, hardworking people, families, people who care about each other, people who love their neighbors. The Bronx is a good place. The Bronx is a special place, and we will never allow violence to take over the Bronx, ever. Whenever there is an act of violence, we say no. We fight back, because we will not let violence define us. We know in New York City, for years and years, we proved to the world that New York City was the safest big city in America. We are going to do it again. We know how good the NYPD is, the finest police force in the United States of America, in the whole world. And we know how good the people of the Bronx and the people of New York City are. You were heroes during COVID. You fought back. You overcame. So we will fight back, and we will overcome violence and crime. National Night Out is our statement that we will never let crime overcome us. We will overcome crime in this neighborhood, in this city, once and for all. We remember in this precinct always a fallen hero, Detective Miosota's familia. We feel her loss to this day, but we never forget her. We take her as an inspiration to keep fighting back. And every one of you who's here, you prove we can fight back. You prove that people want to be part of the solution. So look around at the good people here with you. Look around at this big audience. Give your neighbor a round of applause. Thank everyone who's here. There are so many people make a difference. I want to thank Basil Moore, Precinct Council President, and everyone on the Precinct Council. I want to thank everyone who's a part of the Cure Violence movement and the crisis management system, including my friend David Caba from Rise Against Gun Violence, an amazing Cure Violence group. President Biden has said, we're going to stop crime, we're going to fight violence, we're going to make communities safe with police and community together, but not just police, community-based solutions to violence. The President of the United States is using our Cure Violence and Crisis Management System as the model for the entire United States of America. And you should be proud of that. Everybody we have here with us extraordinary leaders of the NYPD. Chief Jeff Madry is here, Chief of Community Affairs, an amazing leader. The leader of the whole Bronx for the NYPD, Chief Lair, is here. We thank him. And our elected leaders who do so much, the Chief Law Enforcement Officer in this borough, the person who makes so much happen, the District Attorney of the Bronx, Darcel Clark, thank you. And someone who is getting us the resources from Washington and making sure we get help stopping guns from coming to our city from outside, Congressman Richie Torres, thank you. But everyone, look, the one thing I always say is we fought back COVID. There were people who tried to say it was all over for New York City. There were doubting Thomases out there that said New York City could never come back. I always say never bet against New York City. Never bet against the Bronx. Because we always come back. We always come back. No one stops us. COVID doesn't stop us. Criminals don't stop us. Nothing stops New York City. So, tonight, we celebrate National Night Out. National Night Out is always a moment of defiance against any evil in our community, and it's a celebration of the good. And together we are going to go someplace better. I want to ask the Precinct Council President, Basil Moore, come up here. I want to thank you and everyone in this precinct with this proclamation. Hold on. Hold it over here. And this proclamation to everyone in the 46th Precinct is a statement of how much we honor and admire and appreciate everything you're doing. And I guarantee you one thing, you will be victorious. You will be victorious in your fight against crime. And so, this proclamation says, you're doing great work, and here's the last line. It says, I, Bill de Blasio, Mayor of the City of New York, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021 as 46th Precinct National Night Out Day, night, whatever you want to call it. Everyone, keep fighting. God bless you all. Thank you. Hey, Joe, you're supposed to be up here. Come on, Joe.
Fired already. As I said, we have several distinguished guests here. So next, I'm not going to do this in any particular order, but I see Ms. Darcel Clark standing right behind me. Ms. Clark?
Thank you. Thank you so much to your fantastic commanding officer. Give him a hand. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, for coming to the Bronx and understanding that the Bronx is resilient and we do fight back. We are not going to let crime and violence define who we are. And the only way that we can do that is in partnership with each other. Community, police, the DA's office, the clergy, business people. I see so many fantastic faces out there. Give yourselves a hand because you all are doing the work. Basil, thank you so much for your leadership. I see the president of Community Board 5 right here as well. The Cure Violence community is here. David Carver Bragg has done so much to stand in that gap, to meet people where they are, to make sure we do what we can to stop the violence before it happens. I see Guns Down, Life Up over there. I saw their shirt up there. SOS, Release the Grip, Stand Up to Violence. We have so many of you here, and I work day in and day out with you in partnership to make sure that you are there among the people in the community. And it's important to use that relationship for you to stand there, to let that young person know before you make that move, you know, there's an alternative to the violence that you're thinking about. And you're the groups that help us get that work done each and every day. I'm speaking to those people that want to pick up that gun, want to retaliate. You don't want to come and see me. And I don't want to have to deal with you. But I think that we can avoid that if we work together before you even enter the criminal justice system. And I want to thank also NYPD for your incredible partnership. I can't do this work without you, and people need to know that. People always complain, oh, the elected officials are not for the police. Well, that's not me, because I have to work with them each and every day. Who else is going to help me get this work done to keep our community safe? But they're helping, and they're respecting community at the same time. That's what we need, Chief Madry, and I know that's the leadership that you're showing, as well as Chief Lear. So I thank my partners in government. You have Congressman Richie Torres here. I keep saying the council member. He graduated, okay? He in Washington now, getting the work done for us. But he still serves the people of the Bronx each and every day. So Richie, thank you for that. I see Assemblywoman Chantel Jackson, Council Member Felice. Thank you so much, everybody. Farina is there too as well. Thank you, everybody. And together we're gonna make this happen. So keep up the good work. We're gonna keep fighting for the safety of all our Bronx communities. Thank you so much. Big X, Bronx, all right, everybody? Yeah.
Before Joe comes back, everybody, look at these good young people back here, a part of the solution. Let's thank them. All right, Joe, back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Darcel Clark, for being a partner not only tonight, but every day. Next, we're going to hear from our representative in Washington, Congressman Richie Torres.
Good evening. First of all, it's an honor to have the mayor in the Bronx. So even though the mayor's from Brooklyn, he is an honorary Bronxite. And I'm here to tell the mayor that the Bronx is the best borough in New York City. Like, we are the home of the essential workers.
That's right.
Many of them are strong women of color who put their lives at risk during the peak of the pandemic so that the rest of the city could safely shelter in place. And so it's an honor to be the representative of the South Bronx. I want to thank, among those essential workers, the dedicated officers of the NYPD. I want to thank all of you for coming out, for standing up to violence and crime, because we have been hit the hardest here in the Bronx. If we do not speak out and stand up, then no one else will. So thank you for being the unsung heroes of the Bronx. I want to give a shout out to some of my colleagues. We see our incoming borough president, Vanessa Gibson. We have our assemblywoman, Chantel Jackson.
And TJ.
And the young one.
TJ.
An elected official in the making. I hope he just doesn't run against me. But my successor, Oswald Felice. And a future council member for the West Bronx, one of the brightest people I know, Perina Sanchez. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Congressman. And do we have Ms. Gibson here? We're joined now by someone who's certainly not shy about calling me at 3 in the morning if there's an issue in the Bronx. Council member and soon-to-be Bronx Borough President, Vanessa Gibson.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to National Night Out. Bienvenidos. Damas y caballeros, ladies and gentlemen. We are so thankful that each and every one of you are here today. What an important time for all of us. I am so thankful to be with all of you. I welcome each and every one of you. Shout out to the 46th Precinct. Yeah. So I have to say, a point of privilege, I am proud to represent the 16th district in the West Bronx, but I am also proud to say that I live in the 46th Precinct. And I am so honored to be your Democratic nominee for Bronx Borough President. Presidencia del Condado de Bronx. Thank you, everyone. I thank you all for being here, and I want to thank Mayor Bill de Blasio and his team, Chief Jeff Madry, Chief of Community Affairs, Chief Kenny Layer of Patrol Borough Bronx. I want to recognize our commanding officer, Inspector Joseph Seminara. And to all of my colleagues in government, my friends, Bronx Community Board 5, all of our anti-gun violence organizations, BRAG, SOS, right? Guns Down, Life Up. God bless you all. National Night Out, as we all know, is a day in which we come together to recognize community, clergy, the people working together with law enforcement. This is a national day across the country, and while we could not gather last year, I am grateful that we're all here today. We must realize that every New Yorker, no matter where you live, deserves to live in safe communities. We deserve to make sure that our children have safe parks and our children grow up. And so our work is not done. We are here today to recognize and acknowledge the great work of the men and women of the NYPD. To community affairs, to our NCOs, to our YCOs, auxiliary officers, explorers, to all of the men and women of the NYPD. We appreciate you, we celebrate you, and we love you. And it is our job to make sure that you know how much we appreciate you, how much we are in this together. The NYPD needs us just as much as you need all of us. And so this work is not done. We are reminded that no matter what title you have in front of your name, you have a responsibility to work with all of us, elected officials, clergy, community providers, to make sure that we do our part, because we are here for a time, a reason, and a season. And so I thank you all. On behalf of the New York City Council, we are proud to recognize all of our officers, our inspector, our community affairs officers, as well as our precinct council president, Brother Basil Moore. Thank you so much. And as I leave, I have to give a shout out to my sister, the Bronx District Attorney, Darcel Clark. Thank you all. Thank you all. Let's continue to do this work together. Unidos, we are united as a people. God bless you all. Que Dios te bendiga. Gracias a todos. Thank you guys so much. National Night Out, make some noise.
You're good.
Always a tough act to follow. It's now my pleasure to introduce Councilmember Oswald Felice.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm Councilmember Oswald Felice, and I'm proud and honored and privileged to join all of you for this annual National Night Out. National Night Out is what our community is about, bringing our community and our police department together so we can work together and create the bonds and the relationships that we need to keep our communities safe. So I want to thank all of you for being part of this today. I also want to take a second to thank our wonderful New York City Police Department. Thank you, NYPD, Inspector Seminara, and every single member of the 46th Precinct. Thank you so much for working around the clock, in many cases putting your lives at risk, so that communities like the Bronx could be safe. Thank you so much. We're very honored and we're very lucky to have you on our side. So with that said, I'm Councilmember Felice. This is my district. Anything that you need, we have our table. You can see the tent right over there. It's a pretty big tent. Any questions, comments, or concerns on housing, immigration, public benefits, stop by our table. Muchas gracias a todos por estar con nosotros. Soy el concejal Oswald Felice. Y eventos como este es que nuestra comunidad se trata de eventos como este. Nuestra comunidad trabajando con nuestros policías, con nuestro departamento de policía para asegurar que nuestras calles estén seguras. Solo quiero dar las gracias a nuestro departamento de policía y al precinto 46 por todo el trabajo que hacen y en muchos casos arriesgando sus vidas para que nosotros podamos estar seguros. So, muchas gracias a todos por estar con nosotros. Gracias a todos que organizaron este evento. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember. Last but certainly not least, it's my pleasure to introduce Assemblymember Chantel Jackson and a special guest.
Hello, everyone. I am Assemblymember Chantel Jackson, and this is TJ. TJ, say hi. National Night Out is a big deal, right? Because what it does is it creates a bond between our community and our officers. We want to stay safe. We want to make sure that TJ grows up just like every other young person here. So I want to say thank you to all our officers of the 46th. Shout out to our explorers. Yes. Shout out to our explorers and everyone that makes this day possible. Like I said, we want our children to grow up. We want our communities to be safe, and we cannot do it without all of us. Again, I am Assemblymember Chantel Jackson. I ask that you guys stay safe and be well.
Good. Thank you, everybody. If there are no other speakers, we're going to commence the raffle soon, so please stick around. Thank you. Good.